And tell me who you are. You tell me any social media you might have, and then we'll go into the deck list and what you're running.
All I have is Twitch.
Okay, well, start now.
So I'm Kreplach, Buzz Kreplach on Twitch, and I have a deck profile for Danger Castle Gren Maju. There's a couple several builds. I'll go why I like this build more. So of course, starting off with the main, there's 3 Gren Maju. It's really the blood core of this deck. It actually does not come up as much as you'd think. It's just more of a win condition, but I mean, it's still there. It's the only normal summon in the deck, to be fair. But it's definitely needed for the deck. It's the reason you play it, pretty much. So, yeah. Moving on to the other card. This card's pretty a big bitch, and it's out to Dragoon, so... Eater Millions, you just banish 5 from extra, which is banishing more cards any special. At the start of the damage step, you can banish the monster face down. He also gains 100 attack for each banish card face down. This card, it can out your rune, like I said. Just anything that you do not like on the field, it can just non-targeting banish. It's very good. We play this is my danger package. I play Ogo Pogo. Ogo Pogo is probably definitely the worst danger in the deck. It's just another rank 8 free special. It's the only other rank 8 that you can run, so that's why it's in the deck. Some people don't even run it. I just like it. It's another extender. 3 Thunderbird, and I'll also go ahead and show you the other. And 3 Bigfoot. This is mainly the best dangers in the deck. He's a 3K level 8, 2800 level 8. If the Bigfoot is discarded, he pops a card on the field, a face-up card. And then Thunderbird just pops a back roll, which is removal for both. And also with cards like Trade In and other draw cards in the deck, it's just a free plus. So more outs and they're level 8, which you'll see why level 8s are good in this deck later. This is probably the best card in the deck, in my opinion. Gizmekarochi. It's a quick effect banish 8 to special summon itself. So level 8, 2450 beater. It also has an effect. You can banish it from extra deck and pop one, which really doesn't come up much. But you're banishing and just for your deck to run better anyways. So you just chain this on their end phase, link it off, or use the XZ material. Then you can just special it again from the grave because you'd be in hand or grave. It's just a really busted card overall, especially because it's banishing more for your Gren Maju. 2 Kaijus, the water one, just because it's the lowest attack. It's just free removal, and it is level 8, so you can discard it for trade-in. Very good card, I have to say. I would run it at 3 if I had more room, but I like to keep my deck at 40 right now. If I ever bump it up, I probably will bump up to 3, just because it's very good. And I like the card in this deck. I normally don't main deck in a lot of decks, but since he's level 8, it just helps the deck be more consistent also. 3D Shifter. This card is fucking busted. A lot of decks will just scoop after you literally chain this on their standby. Eldritch, Drytron, a lot of meta decks cannot play through Shifter because it's just giving them no access to their graveyard. And it literally just helps us get more cards banished also. Only downside is there has to be no cards in your graveyard. But after turn 1, you're really not worried about it because you're probably going to kill them if your hand's at least half decent. So that's the only hand trap on main deck.
Should be main deck in Ash.
Probably.
Yeah.
I run 2 Glyph. It's a searcher for the fill spell we play in the deck. I will get to that card later. But basically, he just searches probably one of the best cards in the deck. And that's the reason we play him. And it's not even sending it to the graveyard, it's just discarding. So if you're under D-Shifter, you can still search to get access to the card also. And this card is what we summon off the castle. It's level 8 also. It's a free pop and it gets extra attack that turn. So free removal, level 8, and just free special summon. Very good card. Except you do not want to see this in your hand, which it happens more than it should, but sacrifice you have to make. Now, the reason we play those cards: 3 Golden Castles of Stromberg. This card literally lets you special summon one card that has Golden Castle in its text or in its name. Second effect, you have to banish 10 on your standby, which doesn't hurt us. Really. I have been decked out for before, but it happens. Also, start effect literally reads during the battle phase. Mandatory effect. If they swing, it does not target. You pop the battling monster and inflict half. It's not once per turn, and it's mandatory. A lot of people does not realize that about the card. That's one of the reasons we run it at 3, because it's just very good in the deck and lets us get into level 8 way more, helps us banish more. 2 Super Poly. It's very self-explanatory why we run this card. Super Poly is just fusions off 2 cards on the other side on your opponent's field that is a problem, and just gives you another big bitch on the field. And also, you can overlay it with the big bitch because it's still level 8, which is kind of funny. But that's why we play that. Instant Fusion. This is a weird tech card that has came up a couple times. If I have to go first, or even just lock my opponent, I can go into Dingirsu, Instant Fusion in the window, protect near the end phase, and it just locks him from summoning.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you do not have access to Dingirsu, it's also just a free link off. So, yeah. Now onto the draw cards. 3 Desires, 2 Allure, and 3 Trade-In. I like this amount of draw cards. 2 Allure is fine. I do not think we need it. Trade-In, it just says Trade-In, discard a level 8 monster and draw 2, which is free because you can discard Gizmek and just special them from grave instead of hand. Or you can discard one of the dangers and get their discard effects, which is great for the deck. And it's free draw 2. And Allure, same thing. There's only I think 2 monsters that are not dark in the deck. So that's why we play that. And then Desires, just a free banish to end for you to OTK more and draw 2. Even if it gets Ash, it's not hurting you. So that's the ratio.
I see that you don't play Extravagance and Prosperity. Now, to be fair, Prosperity literally just came out, but is it just a budget reasons that you don't run it?
I mean, definitely a budget reason, but I also I don't like Extravagance. I've tried it in online builds before I've thought about buying the card. I don't like it because you already need space to banish your extra deck monsters for either millions already.
Mm-hmm.
And Desire already just banishes 10 from your main face down anyways. So I think it's better in this deck personally.
Mm-hmm.
And Prosperity, it's a very expensive card.
Yeah, it is an optional banish though. So would you run it if you had it?
I don't know. I honestly do not think I would. I think I prefer Desires. Just because whenever you're banishing 6 to grab 1, I rather draw 2 because whenever you're grabbing 1, it's probably another draw card or a danger.
That's fair.
So, and normally you can see that stuff anyways without them.
Okay.
If I was to run one of them, I'd probably run Extravagance over Prosperity just in this deck.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my opinion. Now for the extra, it's a lot of rank 8s because this deck just has access to them. So we're on the 1 Dingirsu. This card's non-targeting Send. You can out Eldritch, you can out literally Dragoon. It's just a great card. Also protects your field, protects Stromberg. This card literally just does everything in the deck, and I like to end on this card all the time. Very good card. And then this is the Number Dragon package. We run the 97, the number 100, and then the number 38. This card just states target 2 Number Dragon XD's monster in your extra deck or graveyard. Special summon 1 and attach the other's material. This card will just stage detach, gains 1,000 attack for every XD rank on the field, so it'd be 9, and it's just a free OTK for 1 overlay. So you have other ways to OTK in this deck than Gren Maju. and I just like the package. Also, you can end on Harbinger and Dingirsu if you have a great hand. Dingirsu protects your field. This is a spell negate. It's just Harbinger's a pretty good card overall.
Mm-hmm.
This card literally just states block your opponent's graveyard, cannot activate any effect in graveyard. I like the card, doesn't come up that much, but in the matchups that does, it's definitely a good card, I would say. This is the Galaxy Eyes package. This is just a free pop 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because you go into this one for 3 level 8s, then you overlay. You pop 2 off of this, overlay for this, and it's another card pop, and it's a 3200 beater. So, it doesn't come up much, but when it does, it's definitely good removal. This card, it's just a rank 8 to fill out the extra deck, and it's a negate if you really just need that negate. If your opponent cannot play through the negate, it's a 4500 beater. Does not come up much at all, but just a rank 8 to have in the extra deck. Now for super poly targets, 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Starving Venom. Pretty standard. This is 2 darks. This is 2 same attribute but different types. I like them. I would not change that at all. The 1 window for the instant fusion. Well, it really just states both players can only special summon once per turn on it. Pretty busted card. A lot of decks cannot play through it.
Yeah.
But these are for links. I run the 1/0 Boros. 0 Boros is link 4, gains 200 attack for each banished card. Yeah. So it's already 3k in itself. It can get pretty big if you do not have access to Gren.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not come up much. But whenever it has, it's done the job. So
yeah, situations where it's bigger than Gren, right? Because that's that base 3000.
Actually, no, because Gren is getting 400, and Gren is getting 400 for each banished, and 0 Boros is only gaining 200. So hindsight, they'd be gaining pretty much the same at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have 10 banished for 0 Boros, you're at 5k, but if you have 10 for Gren, you're at 4k. But if you have 20 banished, then Gren's at 8k, and she's at 7.
So it's only better if you can't get much banished.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you don't have access to Gren, it's just gonna have Pitch Tag. The co-link monster just does piercing, so they have a defense monster. You have game on board. Link into this, swing. It's just for OTK. Now to wrap up the extra deck, I run 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix. I do plan to swap out the Cerberus for Unicorn, so I act like this is not here. When I was building this deck, Unicorn was still like $14, so I just opted for Cerberus because I did not like Unicorn that much at the time. But I've used it more now, and it's definitely a way better card. And Phoenix is just spell removal if you really need to get spells off the field. And my side deck, I do not like. I want to switch it very badly, but it's just for the matchups I play against for Salads and Eldritch and stuff. I am going to be adding 3 Ghost Spell into this, so keep that in mind. There's only 12 cards, but I feel like there's 3 more in this Ghost Spell, so... I run 3 Artifact Lancia. This card is so good, especially in the meta now. I added it to the side deck for the reason that Eldritch was starting to pop up. Literally just says your opponent cannot banish. It's a very busted card. Very good. I love this card so much. I would never switch it. This, like I said, for the decks I was playing at the time, it's a Salamangreat Link. It's just 1 Link monster and a Salamangreat monster. So, just another super poly target for the Salad matchup. 1 Red Reboot. For back row decks is just negate, and they can't activate traps for us that turn. So it literally just lets you play better. So 3 Twin Twister. I run this over Cosmic Cyclone. I like to pop too, and also, especially in this deck, whenever you're discarding 1, it can be great. So discard 1, pop 2 spells. It's just probably better in this deck with Cosmic Cyclone. I mean, Elston Cosmic Cyclone, but I like it, just personal preference on spell removal. Two Phantasma, like I said, for the decks I'm playing against. It's a link, free draw two. Yeah. Two Lava Golem. Definitely plan to switch this out. It's a free tribute too if you're playing it in a grindy matchup, to be fair, or if you just need to break their board more. I normally side this in versus combo decks because they normally have two monsters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that wraps it up. Is there anything else you want to ask? Or?
How good do you think Gren Maju currently is in the meta?
As of now, I do not think it's Rogue,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's a Rogue contender.
Yeah.
I think it pops up sometimes, which it does. There's just definitely better Rogue decks right now, like Gravekeepers, for instance. Definitely a better deck.
Uh-huh.
Shadallas. It's just the meta right now is so full of good decks. It's just hard to have spots for Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
And boards like Virtual World and this deck, they just end on 2 defense, literally negate your fucking board.
Yeah.
It's just hard for Gren Maju to get in, and yeah.
Now,
But I think.
mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, you continue.
I think if the meta shifts to more of a combo format, right now we're in a control format, I think the deck could be Rogue again, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gren Maju can break boards surprisingly easily.
Yeah. What do you think some of Gren Maju's best matchups are this format?
Best matchups. I honestly like the Eldritch matchup.
Really?
Just because their board does not scare me that much. They're turning my stuff into zombies. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. For the control Eldritch matchup with Zombie World and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I love that matchup just because making my board zombies is not hurting me.
Yeah.
If I can get through the one banish, I can still reveal my dangers and stuff, and it's fine. And that card states, Doom King Belderrock states that when a zombie monster activates its effect on field or graveyard, they're not zombie monsters until they're on that board. So if I just not draw, it's fine. I can literally beat over the card and get on my main phase 2 and kill them next turn.
Yeah.
Now for other Eldritch decks, it's not that bad. Because normally, what's an ideal board for Eldritch right now? Like, something that can be popped, few back roll. Dragoon, yeah. Ideal board, I can out Dragoon pretty easily with this deck.
Yeah.
I have Kaiju's, Eater Millions, non-targeting stuff. I can out it pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of the decks that Gren struggles the most this format that prevents it from being, Rogue?
Oh, Drytron. Definitely. This deck cannot play versus Drytron.
What about Virtual World?
Virtual World, I have not played versus it enough.
That makes sense.
But Drytron is just, that deck's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Just the looping it can do and the boards it ends on is just, Gren Maju cannot par with it.
Alright, well, thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'll make sure to link your socials in the chat, in the description whenever I post it. It'll probably be coming out in the next couple of days. But thank you guys for stopping by.